Greetings. This is Arvette McLean with Speak, the Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
Yeah, it's something interesting that you just said too, which is we get to choose which worlds we get to be a part of and live in. Because I feel like I was just having a conversation at work the other day, and me and my coworker were talking, and I was like, it's just so interesting. I feel like I'm a part of so many different worlds because of the different things that like I take into. So like I watch a certain brand of movies, and now it's like that I see a universe in that way, or it's like, oh, I'm really into fish. Now I'm like, every time I see certain things, I think very deep into like an aquatic world. And I think it's very interesting how we can just always flip back and forth on whichever world we choose to live in the moment. Like, because I feel like when I'm watching a Marvel movie, I'm in a completely different universe than like when I'm watching a sports event, like now in a sports universe, or like just different things like that. That's kind of what I started to think about it like.
I know, made me think about, I'm gonna say at least over the holiday time, I had like a light bulb just went off right in my head, and it was crazy because lately I've been having sort of like a writer's block. Like my creativity has been sort of at a slow pace, right? So I'm like, all right, I want to learn something new, but what can I learn new? And I've just been searching and searching. So, I went to sleep one night and I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, that's it. So next day I got up and my whole entire day was based off my intentions. So my attention was set on like, all right, you said you wanted to learn something new, right? You said you had a writer's block. Well, man, okay. Pay attention now to what you looking at on YouTube. Because when I'm on YouTube, I'll just be looking at any and everything sometimes, especially when I'm at work. And so I just noticed, I was like, all right, I want to learn something new, so I'm going to start looking at things that, that's intriguing to me, something pretty much new. Even when it came to like reading, talking to people. So it was just every move was just intentional, but it was based off of like I wanted to learn something new. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that I let go of a lot of the distractions that I had, but you made me think about that when you was just talking. I was like, okay. And lately I've been on a roll lately, man. Been on a roll with it.
Yeah, like so let me be honest, I'm gonna give y'all another world that I'm dabbing into here recently. So because I've been low-key very obsessed with like Egyptian culture and Egyptian deities and things like that. But like now it's expanded to like just, I want to know about like all the things of that time. And so I remember the other day I checked a check that I made with Rod random, and I was like, yeah, so like they just found evidence that like this part of the Bible was like an accurate place, but like the way they found it was they found it by this purple ribbon, and that purple ribbon was like very specific because apparently what they had to do back in the day was kill this beetle, like stick the guts in the sun, freeze it, and then bring it back out. And I'm like, well, how did they even think to do that in the first place? But like just that world in itself is also like, this is a whole new world to me that I've never even thought about beforehand. So it's just always interesting how to just, as we change our perspectives and change the worlds that we want to operate in, we change the way that we even view things.
It's funny that you mentioned the Egyptian culture, because I was thinking about that today, like when I was thinking about upgrading your operating system and just the whole idea that we're at a time when things are coming through faster than ever before. And I was thinking about maybe when the Egyptians during that time maybe that was one of those portals. Because, you know, they're like, how did the pyramids even get there?
Right.
And so, like, when you think about, like, they're saying that how we went from pretty much the industrial age to the, like, the technology age, like, it should have taken way longer for it to happen. But it was like something happened, like, where we skipped some steps, and then all of a sudden we got all this technology that I don't even believe anybody know how it works.
See, and that's a funny point too, because just earlier at work, I was we were talking about like little nostalgia things like iPods and things like that, and it was like we all in the office came to conclusions like I have no idea when everything just had a Bluetooth in it. Like one day, like it was very rare to find a Bluetooth speaker, and then the next day, literally everybody was giving one out for free. Like it is just like a switch in operating systems, like. And we all just adjust to it and accept it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's so interesting.
You know the easiest thing to point that out with? TVs. Cause like we all went from like these humongous TVs. Like I remember when getting a flat screen was like a humongous thing, and there weren't many of them. It was crazy expensive. Now you can get a 60-inch flat screen for a couple $100. Like it just like it went from crazy expensive and hard to get to like everybody got the same kind of TV, or you know what I mean? Like just the changes in that felt like quick or something.
You said that, you made me think about the old cell phones, man. You remember the cell phones looked like house phones at one time.
We can go down a list of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even how you access music.
Yeah.
Right.
I be thinking about that too, like the processes I used to go through to get music. God.
I remember I used to go to, when you talk about music, my dad used to go to a store called Peaches. Yeah, I think it was over on Midlothian or somewhere on that side of town. And you used to go in the store, you could find anything that you want music-wise. Now, I don't even think nobody even listens to CDs no more.
It's so funny because now like CDs are like literally like collector's items type of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you like in a whole niche category of like a different musical enthusiast. If you sit around to listen to CDs, like yeah, that's prestige.
And I didn't even know when it had went out because I had asked my girlfriend to get me what's the group? I don't know why I'm having a mental block. But anyway, I got this set of CDs. It's like all the greatest hits, right? Or whatever. And this had to be like in 2014, I think. And so she got me this whole stack of CDs. And then I bought a new car. And it didn't occur to me to say, is there a CD player? And I just thought that's what people did. And I get in the car, like I got my CDs, and I'm like, wait a minute, where does this go? No place for it. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What kind of music am I supposed to listen to? And like going from Maps to MapQuest.
Yeah, I remember
to GPS.
Yeah.
Which GPS blows my mind.
You blows your mind, really?
I'm like, did somebody go through and program all of that stuff? But I guess it's satellite, but I still don't really get it.
No, I don't get it.
I'm gonna tell you, okay. So I was exactly still like you. I was like, I don't get it, right? And then I was like, all right, well, I got to the conclusion, like, maybe the satellite put the location on thing. And then somebody blew my mind. They was like, yeah, well, if you just go on Google Maps, you can enter that building right there. I'm like, well, what you mean?
Yeah.
They're like, if you go open up Google Maps, there's a side of it where you say that this is here. So it's like a community ran thing almost for Google Maps as well. Like, I could say, hey, this building is right here. and then they just plug it on the map. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, who's checking this? Who's verifying this? Like, I don't know. They have some type of system where they check it, but you can definitely make a distance to like Google Maps.
Oh, I thought you meant you can open the door and walk inside the building. I said, what?
That's like, hold up.
But you know they got that too, right? Like virtual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, dang.
It's funny how time just changes and just transforms. Because I'm like, man. And one day it just dawned on me. I was just out and about, and I seen somebody driving a Pontiac, right? And I was like, oh man. And I said, hold up, wait a minute. I said, don't even make Pontiacs no more. I was like, great dang. I'm like, wow. I said, wow, I'm behind.
But I remember when the Hyundai was a brand new car.
Yeah. I remember that.
But it's interesting talking about different worlds because at first I was confused that I could be talking to someone and it sounded like we're using the same words. And I'm just like, but I finally came to realize, okay, we're in two different worlds. Like, I'm not talking about the same thing you're talking about, right?
Right.
Like, it was such a realization for me, like, okay, I can see you, I can touch you, we use the same words, but we're talking about two totally different things. And then just starting to really realize, okay, we're literally living in different worlds, different realities. And so like a lot of times the stuff we talk about on the podcast, a lot of people would not have any kind of understanding of what we're talking about. Like they would just be like, that makes no sense what you're saying. It makes no sense at all. And so I know a lot of times I don't even say a lot of stuff that I know for my world because I don't know how to make it make sense to the people that's listening. Yeah.
That's funny you say that. Cause I'm the same way. Like one time, when I got all of this information, I just want to just, get it out to everybody, friends and family, and everybody looking at me like I'm Boo Boo the Fool. Like, say what? But I realize now it's people that when they talk about it, I listen and I'm like, so we on the same accord. I'm like, But I don't say nothing though. I just
let's stay in the same.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was an impromptu conversation. Hopefully, we'll be able to glean some good stuff out of it.